Hello, welcome back to Comics Conversation. I do have an introduction video for my channel, such as what this channel is about, what are some of the videos that will be later on uploaded, and you can find that video in the description below. It was released a week ago from the uploading of this video, and this video is going to be an overview of The Flash by Mark Waid. This video is just going over the 4 books of the Mark Waid run. And the reason why I'm splitting it into 2 parts is so it's as understandable as possible and it's not too long or anything. Part 2 of this video will be released 2 days after the release of this video, so keep an eye out for that. I am aiming to release each video every Friday weekly, and then if it is like a 2-part series, the second part will be uploaded 2 days later. And so to start off, this is The Flash by Mark Waid, Book 1. This is a non-spoiler version, but something that you do need to know if you are starting with this is that Jay Garrick was the original Flash. He became the Flash in the 1940s, and then later on, Barry Allen became the Flash in 1956. And then there was another Flash, Wally West, and he was the protege of Barry Allen. And so something ended up happening to Barry Allen where he could no longer be the Flash. He had to step down, and Wally had to step up and take up the mantle of the Flash. So this story, the entire Mark Waid run of the Flash, is of Wally West. So keep that in mind when you start. And so to start off, I feel like this is a good starting point, and the reason why is because a short miniseries in this book is the story known as Born to Run, and the story is really just of how Wally West became the Flash, and I feel like this is a good place to start off. And there are other stories in here, but the main thing to note at the end of this book, the last issue is part of the DC event known as Eclipso Darkness Within. And there has not been a collected edition book of that event. So it's kind of difficult to find all the comics for and read it. So for the time being, just don't really worry about that last issue in this book. Now to go on to book 2. On the cover, you can see 3 flashes. You can see Jay Garrick here, Wally West on the right here, and this Flash in the center. One thing just to quickly say is Barry Allen does come back, and then the other characters are just dealing with Barry Allen coming back and being the Flash because Wally was used to being the Flash, and Jay Garrick was used to being the partner of the Flash, but now that Barry Allen chose to become the Flash again, they're just trying to deal with that. I won't go too far through the book because at the end there's spoilers of what happens with Barry Allen, and this is just Wally West working with other characters, and then we go into book 3. Now, there is one thing that stands out, but I'll touch more on that later on. But these are just more stories of Wally West continuing his overall story of being the Flash, and now he's working more with other Flashes. And something to mention, because I will be talking about this later on in other overviews, and for you to know going into it, but we are introduced to this character named Bart Allen, and I won't tell you if he has any connection to the Allen family or Barry Allen. You'll have to read to figure that out. But he is a character who is known as Impulse, and he is a pretty significant character moving forward. Now we're going on to our final book, and as you can see on here, there are quite a bit of speedsters in here. Of course, there's Wally West here, Jay Garrick, and then there's some other ones. This book really goes about Wally West working with other speedsters, and they all work together. They're really like a team. They help each other when they need help. So at the beginning, this is Wally working more with Bart Allen, or Impulse, and there is a standout issue named Terminal Velocity. And that story is, I won't go too much into what it's about, but this is just my own opinion. I feel like if you get the chance, definitely read this series. And so, part one, we just went over books 1 through 4. Book 8 of the Mark Waid series has not been released yet, and I have not read it since it has not been released yet, but it is coming out, I believe, June 29th, and I will be talking about where it fits with the other books. And part 2 will be going over books 5 through 7, as well as book 8. But another book that I will be talking about is The Flash by Grant Morrison and Mark Miller, because that book takes place between books 6 and 7, and I hope you stay tuned for that one. The next overview series that I will be going over is the Flash by Geoff Johns, which is another starting point I feel like is great for new readers. So I hope you stay tuned for part 2 of this little series, and then I hope you stay tuned for the overviews of parts 1 and 2 of The Flash by Geoff Johns. Thanks for watching.